بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين أما بعد. The author of this book, وَلِلَّهِ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى فَادْعُوهُ بِهَا, in continuing to mention the last 2 points that he mentions concerning the importance of becoming well acquainted with the names and the descriptions of Allah Ta'ala. The author, he says, Al-Hadi Ashar, Al-Ma'rifatu Billahi Ta'ala, or the 11th point, Al-Ma'rifatu Billahi Ta'ala wa Asma'ihi wa Sifatihi, that the knowledge of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala concerning His names and His descriptions are something that opens up the eyes of the servant بِنَقَائِسِ نَفْسِهِ وَعُيُوبِهَا وَآفَاتِهَا. It is something that causes the servant to become aware, and it gives him a keen insight concerning the deficiencies of his own soul. A very important point the author he mentions here. It gives the servant a keen insight about the deficiencies of his own soul and the defects and the bad character traits or qualities that the soul of that person may possess. فَيَجْتَهِدُ فِي إِصْلَاحِهَا, and it will cause the individual to exert his uppermost efforts and strive in correcting these things. يقول الإمام ابن القيم رحمه الله تعالى في كتابه الفوائد. Ibn Qayyim says in this book, Al-Fawaid, this tremendous, very short writing of Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah ta'ala, containing many benefits. He says, Arkanul Kufri Arba', that the pillars of kufr are 4. And we've discussed this before in various khutab, these pillars of kufr. He says they are al-kibr, they are pride, arrogance, wal-hasad, envy, wal-ghadab, extreme anger, uncontrollable anger, wal-shahwa, and uncontrollable lust and desires. He says, وَمَنْشَأَ هَذِهِ الْأَرْبَعَ مِنْ جَهْلِهِ بِرَبِّهِ وَجَهْلِهِ بِنَفْسِهِ. He says, and these 4 things come about. They are those things that arise in an individual based upon his ignorance about his Lord and his ignorance about his own self, his soul. فإنه لو عرف ربه بصفات الكمال ونعوت الجلال وعرف نفسه بالنقائص والآفات لم يتكبر. Because if the individual knew his Lord by way of the complete and perfect descriptions of Allah, and he knew himself and the deficiencies and the shortcomings and the bad things that are within himself, لم يتكبر. There's no way that he can become arrogant. No way that he can have pride. وَلَمْ يَغْضَبْ لَهَا, and no way will he have the type of character in which he becomes extremely angry over his own self. وَلَمْ يَحْسُدْ أَحَدًا عَلَى مَا آتَاهُ اللَّهُ, and he could not ever envy anyone over what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given that person. So the 11th one is knowing Allah Ta'ala by way of His names and His descriptions gives a person a clear, keen insight in looking at the deficiencies within their own selves, what will cause them to strive and to implement to the best of their ability their efforts of rectifying themselves. And an added point to this particular statement of Ibn Qayyim in Al-Fawaid, he mentions, if you read the book as he continues, he says, if all of these characteristics are established within an individual, it will be more difficult to remove them as it is to remove a mountain. If a person possesses within themselves kibr and hasad and ghadab and shahwa, that it would be more difficult to remove these things because they're pillars as it is to remove a mountain. Subhanallah. The author, he says, الثاني عشر, and we'll complete these tonight. He says, الآثار السيئة والنتائج الوخيمة التي تنتج من فقد العبد لمعرفة أسماء الله تعالى وصفاته وعدم فهمه لها وتدبرها وتعبد لله تعالى بها. He says, the 11th thing from amongst those things that are important things that cause a person should become well acquainted with the names of Allah Ta'ala and His descriptions is the negative effects that come about from the servant not having knowledge of the names of Allah and His descriptions, and the negative effects of a person not having understanding of these names and these descriptions and pondering over these names and these descriptions and worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by way of these names and these descriptions. He mentions something else from Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah ta'ala, and Ibn Qayyim he says, أي شيء عرف من لم يعرف الله ورسله وأي حقيقة أدرك من فاتته هذه الحقيقة وأي علم أو عمل حصل لمن فاته العلم بالله والعمل بمرضاته ومعرفة الطريق الموصلة إليه وما له بعد الوصول إليه. Ibn Qayyim, he says, with regards to the effects of the one who has weakness or an absence in understanding the names and descriptions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he says, for the one who does not know, what is it for the one who does not know his Lord and His messengers? Or what reality for the one who has allowed the true reality to escape him? Or what type of knowledge, or where's the knowledge or action for the one in which has allowed the knowledge of his Lord and acting in accordance to His pleasure and knowing the path that leads to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this person has been deprived of. وَمَا لَهُ بَعْدَ الْوُصُولِ إِلَيْهِ. And what is it for him after, if he doesn't have any knowledge of what's going to take place after he reaches his Lord subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the last and final one of those things that the author has mentioned concerning the importance of becoming well acquainted with the names and the descriptions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the next few sections of the book, the author, he begins to mention some of the important things concerning that one should pay attention to concerning the perfect names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and some principles concerning the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and yarzuqana ilman nafiyan, that He benefit us with beneficial knowledge, or He bestows beneficial knowledge upon us and allow us to understand and know and contemplate over and learn the proper principles in understanding the names and the descriptions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as these are very important by way of one's worship of their Lord. هذا والله أعلم وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم.